how is your perspective on the state of policing in LA, or to the extent that you're associated with it or even in the know about it? Like how has it changed over the years? And what's your opinion?
It ain't changed.
It ain't
Ain't shit
changed.
changed.
Ain't shit changed at all.
And let me tell you something. Not to disrespect, because it's fucked up that George Floyd had to lose his life. No disrespect to the Black Lives Matter shit. We've been seeing this fucking shit since I was a fucking kid. Not to downplay. Lord, I swear not to downplay. This shit been going on since I was fucking able to crawl. Motherfucker getting beat up and choked and fucking fucked up by the police? Are you fucking kidding me?
That's normal.
For where I'm from, it's normal. You didn't even trip off of it because it happened.
They just
you
got
didn't
really...
trip off of if the police picked you up and fucked you up and kicked your fucking ass or broke your jaw or kicked your fucking teeth in with steel-toe boots and none of that. We never complained about this shit. We never told or reports or nothing because nobody did shit about it. It wasn't gonna get done. Now, in the day of social media and so many people and eyes on everything and just so much uprest of just bullshit because it's publicized now. Motherfucker, you could have came through Compton on a daily and filmed that shit every day.
Like the George Floyd thing, they got a really, really good video of it. And that's what made it what it was. Because that situation unfolds probably all the time.
But
all over
the media
country.
chooses to put that in your face now.
Right, because they had that video to go on. Like, that's what made the people upset, and that's what gave the media something to work with.
Let's face it, if there wasn't a motherfucker standing out there with their camera,
it would have
been just another motherfucker who got killed by the police. They would have swept it under the rug and you would have found no evidence.
The Ahmaud Arbery situation
Same
from
shit.
Georgia, we didn't know anything about it for months and months, and then the video comes out and it becomes huge news.
And now, thus, we have Breonna Taylor. We have everything, you get me? But like I said, to some people who are able to visualize now because it's put in their face, it's so fucking shocking. Oh my God, fuck, really? That's what they did? Motherfucker, come here on a daily. You'll see this shit every day before now it's everyone's attention. You get me? Because now motherfuckers is on like, you better not beat a motherfucker's ass because it'll be a nigga watching you. It'll be a for whatever.
Ain't no
but like I
consequence.
said, before that shit happened, before George Floyd happened, I guarantee you could have rolled through the motherfucking town on any given day and seen a nigga's ass thrown on the ground, choked, beat up, blah, blah. You get me? It happens. It's been happening.
I got down like that.
It happened before me. We all went through it. If you was gangbanging in my day and you was hanging out, you either got took into the holding cell, threw in the holding cell with enemies. You got dropped off in fucking enemy neighborhoods.
What I just tell you?
Yeah.
They didn't give a fuck.
He said that was the worst thing they ever did to you, right?
I told him one time I was driving, I don't know, I forgot, I think I was driving through Southside, right? And I was going home and the cop pulled me over and he looked at me, he looked up the address, he said, oh, you from, I'm like, no, I'm chilling. Went 20, 30 minutes, ain't said nothing, came back, tried to break my key. Cause he knew I was in the wrong neighborhood. He tried to really break my key so a nigga would get you. And he was like, he broke your key. I'm like, nigga, the cops in Compton them niggas is crazy.
It's just been, like I said, it's been something we just been having to deal with and go through for, ever? I mean, like, it's no different. I mean, shit, up until 10 years ago, I'm living in fucking probably the whitest neighborhood around. I go to a Subway, tattoos on, tank top on. Highway patrol walks in. He couldn't even order his food because he's so busy looking at me and looking at my tattoos and whatever. So I'm ordering my food. He couldn't even help himself. He had to ask me, what are you doing out here? And straight up.
Where was this again?
Murrieta.
Oh, okay. So you.
What are you doing out here? And I turned around and looked at him and I said, I'm ordering food. He said, no, what are you doing? Because he saw the big Compton on the back of my arm. And he said, what, did you get paroled out here? Straight up. Like, motherfucker, like, why are you in Marietta? Like, you're black? You're fucking tattooed up with Compton all over. So you must have someone who live out here that you got paroled to. Right. I said, motherfucker, I moved out here.
Right.
He said, you did? Like, why? I said, because I bought a house. He was like, oh, like, I'm like, damn, like, but like situations like that makes me go, it's no different. Like, it ain't no different. Motherfuckers just don't understand that certain people or our race of people, we shouldn't be in certain places or certain situations or whatever. So it's really odd for them to have to witness that. Like, damn, you're able to leave Compton and move to Marietta? Like, right. And you're not here because you were forced to be here? Like, it wasn't a prison sentence or whatever. You're here voluntarily. Like, right. Motherfuckers don't understand that. But we normal motherfuckers too.
If I was at Burger King and I saw a dude with a big ass Compton tattoo, there would be a part of me, if I was in Marietta for some reason, there would be a part of me that would just want to be like, so what are you doing out here? Like why? Like, you know, you just don't see a lot of Compton tattoos in there. I could kind of
exactly.
I'm sure the cop was coming from a place of bigotry and small-mindedness, but there would be like a part of my mind that I'd want to be like, what's going on? Why are you doing
But that's like
here?
the Trayvon Martin situation. He's seen a guy, right, that he sees a young black kid with a hoodie on walking in his neighborhood, and instantly, like you said, the bigotry comes out. Now he's like, he must be up to trouble because look at this guy.
Right.
Come on, man. If it was a little white kid, same hoodie, you know what I mean, just strolling down the street, he wouldn't attack them in any, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Our position of being racial profiled, like I said, has been around ever since I was able to step off the porch as an adolescent and get on my bike and just ride down the street and being associated with being in a gang. It just, the neighborhood you live in, you're black, I mean, they gangbang over here, so why would I assume that for any different, that you were any different from any other black male I've encountered over here? So that's the mind state that they get. So it's a everyday cycle for them to be like, we're patrolling the streets of Compton, everybody gangbangs, everyone sells dope, no one's innocent, everyone's guilty, and no one's gonna care if we fuck over people or fuck them up or whatever, because this is why we came or we were put here to patrol this fucking jungle. You get me? Tame the motherfucking animals and shit. Make sure everything is not in uprest. And long as we keep motherfuckers the way, nobody's gonna tell us that we can do anything different. You get me? We've been doing this shit for years. So fuck it. Beat up a couple of motherfuckers, harass and abuse a couple of motherfuckers. Who's gonna tell? Who's gonna listen?
Right. What do you tell your kid about how to deal with the police? You know, he's like, his dealings with the police are probably gonna be very different than the ones that you had as a kid, but how do you prepare him for the tricks and the weird shit that they might try to pull?
I tell him, you know, you're getting ready to start driving, you're gonna have to be aware of racial profiling from police. I say you just have to. You know, you're a black kid, and you are in a area where, you know, it's not as bad, but you still can be profiled because of your skin color and who you are as a fucking African American kid. So I tell him just be aware of police harassment. You get me? You're not no different than me or AD or anybody else of my skin color. So just learn to be accepting of police harassment because it might come. So don't get adamant, don't get overwhelmed, don't get to, you know, because you have to treat this shit like, I treat it like getting a common code. it might come. You're gonna be sick for a minute, but long as you can withstand the bullshit, then they'll be out of your hair, and you can get on with your business. But thinking that you can be in a position to express yourself about that shit, don't bother. Because regardless of what you see on TV, motherfuckers ain't around every day with cameras and shit. So you have to be aware of that shit. You might get a good cop one day, you might get a bad one. I've done it. I've been able to be in situations to where motherfucker go give you your license registration, nothing wrong, here you go, have a nice day. You get some motherfuckers that first thing they ask you is when they walk up on the car, what the fuck you doing over here? And you already know it's bad from there. So it's basically who you have to deal with. A lot of motherfucking cops is unhappy. Yeah. Who knows why? I'm unhappy too sometime when I go to fucking work. When I got to go to the studio and sit up till 3, 4 in the morning. I'm not happy about that.
Right.
Got to go home at 4 o'clock, then get up at 6 to get a kid to school, and I'll be like, man, fuck this shit, man. I'll be mad as hell.
But you're not in a position to
where I'm ready to go
inflict that upon somebody, you know?
I mean, I might yell at a motherfucker and cuss at a nigga. You know, shit. Motherfucker who getting in the lane rogue or turned it too goddamn slow. Man, move, motherfucker. Karan, my son, like, Dad, the light's red. Like, oh shit, because motherfucking light ain't turning fast enough. You know, I might get a little pissed off, but I know where. Motherfuckers have to be able to know when and where to exert their aggression, you know, or their frustration. If I'm not gonna be frustrated because something else happened and take it out on my son. You get me? I try to control that shit. It is what it is for what the frustration comes from. So you have to learn how to, motherfucker, if you mad because you got to come into work today, oh well, I get it. But that don't be mad at her, him, and him because, motherfucker, I had to come here today too, just like you. So you have to give people that same level of respect that you would want when you were in a place of not being happy. You get me? Because I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. I can just tell that today ain't a good fucking day.
Go to McDonald's and motherfucker fuck your order up on purpose.
Anything. I mean, shit, we all go through that. As humans and motherfucking, it's not one motherfucker around here that can say they go through every day as a good fucking day. We all have certain days where shit is fucked up. But we have to learn how to not push that aggression on other motherfuckers who might, like your girl, your kids, the fucking mailman. You get me? Motherfucker, my check ain't here yet. I don't get, man. Nigga like, dude, I just delivered the fucking mail. Right. So I think with police, they already have a certain authority feel. Right. You get me? And I've never got that. You get me? You might be in a bigger position to me, but I don't feel that a cop should have to get more like, I'm not in the military or you're not my father or whatever. So the respect you give me, I give you back. Some dudes feel that represents a higher authority than regular motherfuckers. And I think that's where policing gets confused and it gets twisted because when they put the uniform on, it makes them think that I have a certain authority over the common motherfucker. And
it's typically a dude who's like the most ordinary fucking dude in the world. Like I was reading a New York Times profile of the Derek Chauvin, the guy who killed George Floyd. This sounds like the most ordinary fucking boring ass life that you could ever imagine from someone, and then to see the way that he acted when he all of a sudden was in a position where he could physically manhandle somebody, it just really clues you in that like a lot of these people who end up in these positions, it's not a job, it's a job where it demands the best of people, but there's nothing about that job that would attract the best people. You know, like if you were to go to fucking NASA or Tesla or some shit, there's going to be some of the smartest people in the entire world working there because they're getting paid.
You ain't finna get no smarty motherfucker go be a cop.
Because you're not going to be making that much money.
FBI.
It's a hard fucking job. Yeah.
Motherfucker, like, you could have been a fucking brain surgeon. Why are you patrolling the streets of, like, it's just like something wrong with, and I get it. It takes a certain level of motherfucker. But like I said, it takes a certain motherfucker who also goes, I'm finna go be a policeman. Okay. What right then and there, I think motherfuckers should be, why do you want to be a cop? I mean, honestly, why?
Here's 10 other jobs that will make you the same amount of money.
Exactly.
They'll probably be easier, the better schedule, less hours. Why you want to be a cop? What is it exactly? You know?
And I feel like a lot of cops, you know, they was bullied as kids. You know what I mean? They never had that authority over nobody.
I mean, do a motherfucker have the mentality of, are there any motherfuckers who go, I want to be a better police. I want to be able to, because I've seen, I mean, it might be some people with that mentality, but they get overshadowed because the reputation that we have, and not just our anyone who's had an experience, because I don't want to keep putting it on black people. Anybody who's had a fucked up experience with the police feels like police is fucked up.
You ever seen Serpico? Like,
Yes.
if you try to be the good cop, it's not going to be good for you.
And that's how you and that's how I feel about people who enter this, I don't know, this fucking shit of going, okay, you know, like I said, when I was a kid, when I was 5 or 6, I'm gonna be a policeman. I'm gonna be a fireman, you know, because that's that typical American dream of the kid, apple pie, baseball, because I grew up with that mentality. My father worked at General Motors. My mom was a fucking nurse. I mean, I could have been a good kid. I grew up in Compton, though. You get me? And my father left the home. So I got introduced to the pitfalls. But as a young kid, my dreams of being the all-American fucking apple pie, baseball, being a doctor, lawyer, that's because that's the program that I followed in school, elementary school. You know, well, the cops are the good people, the firemen or the doctor or the lawyer. So that was my trait. And then the older I got, why y'all fucking with me? I ain't do nothing. I'm just riding my bike. But because I fit the criteria, I fit the profile of being a young black kid in a fucking gang-infested neighborhood, so you must be one too. So my attitude turned to, damn, police is fucked up. And I ain't never even had a bad experience up until I started banging. You know, my perception was, but then to hear the stories, you start going, damn, police is fucked up. So you start thinking, do anybody go out to be a policeman to be good? Or is it just to feel the authority figure over the place you're finna patrol and police? I know it ain't for nothing but a gang of gang-banging ass niggas and Mexicans and, you know, white trailer trash people and whatever. So fuck it. I'm gonna be able to be the fucking authority over that fucking land and that community, because now I get to patrol around in my car. I got this back, you get me? And
You're a legal gangster. You know?
And then ain't nobody gonna fuck. Who would dare to fuck with a police? You get me? Your mentality hanging on the block, even when they come through, is, man, fuck.
Shirts up, shirts up. We ain't did nothing today.
You just went from telling niggas fuck you, cuz, and whatever, to sitting on the corner telling the nigga, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, oh, no, sir, oh, yes, sir. And I be feeling like, why are we sirring these motherfuckers? Like you're not my father. You working a 9 to 5. Like you working your job, and my father going to work every day, and that man and that man and that man. But they feel the authority, and I think that's sometimes where it get confused, because you give anybody a little feel of power, they gonna power around this motherfucker shit. Oh, nigga, they bang over there. Nigga, watch this. Pull my car up over there, get out my car, pull up my belt a little bit, show that shiny shit. Niggas is in panic when I pull up. Yep. You get me?
Everybody else got to hide their gun. You got yours on the outside.
Nigga, my shit, nigga, shine as day, showing you that big motherfucker right there. Like, what's up? What's cracking over here today? What y'all doing? Yeah. Nobody got no dope, no good. Just over there to fuck with niggas. You get me? But that's to pull up and show that authority. Because watch all these niggas bow down when I hit this block.
Thanks.
You get me? Ain't one and the nigga who think he bad finna be in the back of my motherfucking car.
That's the one who's going to shit on for sure.
They might be crying.
Come on, man. So like, who chooses to be in that position? And like I said, of course, I've knew cops. I've knew cops being a hip hop artist. Niggas who grew up in the hood or grew up in Compton or whatever turned to cops and was going on tour with us and being private security. Niggas is cool as a motherfucker. I would never on any day worry about running into that motherfucker on the street. That's cool as fuck. But then it's certain, like I said, there's just certain dudes who enter this profession who might feel this need for authority, this need for feeling I'm superior. And you have to question those applicants or those motherfuckers who coming in to join the force who really like, motherfucker, I could tell you ain't finna try to be no good motherfucker. I know you just want to roll through the neighborhoods and fuck with motherfuckers and beat up on a couple of motherfuckers and show your authority.
And they don't live in
You
our
got to be able to
community.
question that.
Right.
They don't live in our communities either.
And
So,
you as a motherfucker who's finna hire this person is supposed to be doing this psychiatric evaluation. You can't tell me that half of these motherfuckers that you let come through here, you already know they bad for business. But fuck it, we need cops.
Right. Because like the best thing that could kind of happen for policing would be for there to be a very motivated, mobilized percentage of people, of young people who wanted to become cops and wanted to be better cops. But just, it feels like every single thing associated with having that job, having to fit into that organization, not to mention the types of people that would be drawn to that, you're just not going to get that. You're not going to get this big upswelling of people who have better intentions for society taking on that job.
And see, my grandma used to tell me all the time that when they were growing up, the police lived in their community. They lived next to the same people that they were supposed to protect and serve. And that made them respect the police. That made the police respect them because they had to see these people every day at the grocery stores and stuff. These motherfuckers don't know us when they coming down our block. They getting off their shift. They going to the valley somewhere.
Hell yeah, they jumping on that freeway driving 40 minutes away.
They gone.
And that's another thing. I feel like people, when you police in these areas that you know, drug infested, gang bangers, whatever, you have to have someone police in those areas who knows what those motherfuckers are going through and why they in those situations. So it wouldn't be right, it wouldn't be advisable to put a motherfucking white cop in a neighborhood where it's nothing but gang-infested niggas at. It's not cool. They're already gonna be feeling like, as opposed to seeing a young black kid coming through there, understanding like, oh well, shit, nigga, I grew up in L.A. or I grew up in Watts, so I could understand, so I could better police this area, and knowing that when I pull up on niggas who's standing outside, that it's not a fishy situation and I don't have to pull up and harass niggas. I know niggas hang out. You get me? Or when I see 2 or 3 niggas in the car, do I really have to racial profile them to think they finna go do a drive-by on a nigga? Or could they just be 3 niggas in the car ride together? You get me? They have to put those type of motherfuckers in those areas that have lived, known somebody, dealt with somebody who deals with the situation of where you grow up. Niggas are products of their environment. So if you get somebody who knows what the environment is, then the policing could be better and you won't have as much racial profiling, fucking abuse and all that shit. And then it would only be situations where we would need, because then niggas wouldn't feel like it would have to be so much uprest.
That's facts. I'm very glad we got to get your perspective on that for sure.
Yeah.
Glad we brought that up. Hey, I wanted to ask you this. Have you watched Menace with your kid?
I haven't watched it with him, but he has seen it.
Did he have thoughts on it?
No.
It fit in pretty well with everything he knew about you as a kid.
That's just dad.
Yeah, that motherfucker like, why y'all watching this shit? I see this motherfucker every day. So, you know, he watched it. I mean, his friends be like, oh, your pops, you know, the movies, you know. But my son, I think that because I try to do normal shit. I try to not, you know, depict you know, that's why I don't bring him to shit like this. And I try to keep him out of so we have the regular dad and son connection. So it's not him just being fascinated by this lifestyle and next thing you know, he want to be a rapper and all this other shit. And so I try to keep my music shit away and my profession and just try to be dad at home with him. So that's why he's normal with me and he doesn't trip off of, my dad got plaques on the wall, or my dad was in the movie, or my dad did a song with Kendrick, or, you know, he's like, why y'all tripping off of him? So, and I kind of like it that way because then I get that normal shit with him. I don't get the, you know, I wish I got the normal shit when it came to finances and shit with his ass. You get me? You know. But I get the normal shit, you know. I get the, nah, dad, don't drop me off right here, or let me go to my friend's house, or you don't have to stay. And I'm like, nigga, I want to come see you work out or throw the football. No, you can sit in the car and shit like that, you know. Because I think he feels it takes away from him.
Right.
Because when dad show up, all the attention goes from his ass to MC. So he want his shine, and I want him to have that shit.
And
so
we all know that when you meet someone whose dad is famous or rich or powerful or whatever, that kind of changes how you think of their kid because you kind of know that they had a different specific experience growing up, and it triggers your brain. Like if you were to meet somebody right now and you thought they were cool, and then you found out like, oh, that's Dr. Dre's kid. You're going to be like, wow.
Your whole perception
going to change.
You're going to have so many assumptions about what his life has been like and so many questions. And that, as a kid, you want to be independent of that. You want to be your own little island. You don't want to be, you know, the product of your father.
And I think the beauty of that is a lot of his friends, because I started out with him, like I put him in sports at 3 years old. And then my connection was head coaching the teams. So I think because a lot of his friends been around me since they were little kids and couldn't fathom what MC8 was or movies or whatever, because they have grown up with him too, they walk in the door like, what's up, coach? What's up, coach? That's it. I get nothing else. So I try to be, I keep the normal shit with him. Motherfucker, take the trash out, clean your room up, you know, all kind of, just try to be normal, because I don't want him to get caught up in, oh, my dad's this. And then that turns his shit differently. And then that what makes people to start looking at him like he's a different kid or privileged kid. And nah, nigga, you ain't privileged. Definitely. I went through, nah, this my shit. this is my shit. You got to earn your shit. So that's why you playing football and you doing that's your thing. This is my thing. That's your thing. So that's how we keep it.
But is there a part of you that wants to get in this, like make a song with your kid just because it's fun?
No.
He doesn't look at rap as just like a fun
hell
thing
yeah.
you can mess around with?
It's over after that.
He want to rap all the time. You hear him in there with his little block. And I'm like, man, what the fuck you in there playing and shit? Turn that shit down. And I've already told you, he's came to me with, you know, we want to rap and me and the homies and we should do this. And it got about that far. And I was like, man, come on, man. You play football. Your thing is sports. Going to school. You can get you a college education. You going to do something on that level. And this shit ain't for everybody, man.
Hell no.
It's not. Yeah, you know what it do. Thanks for peeping out the clip. Go watch the full interview. No jumper. Yeah.